What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about the unsettled markets. Simple inflation concerns are affecting stocks, affecting everything. And crypto is no different. Crypto is no different. So, quite simply, it's a boring time in crypto land at the moment. There's not much happening. We have good, we're just flittering. Bitcoin will just continue to flitter for a while between 45 and 50, it seems. And yeah, it's just making for a fairly dull market at the moment. But let's talk about some of the stuff that's coming around the corner with a number of different pieces of crypto news, because I like my crypto news. Before I get into that, as always, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would absolutely smash it in this cycle. If you invested $100 to each one, when I release the videos, you'd be in profit for $46,600. Hold them all, closed positions on them all, reinvested into new cryptos. You want to see exactly what I mean, you can check out Copy My Crypto. We had some good, solid wins with airdrops recently. Now we're compounding those gains in other ways. So if you want to be a part of that and you want to match those gains, you can check it out. But one thing I keep banging on about is a bear cycle will come. Do not leave the market. Make sure you're banking profits, of course. But don't leave the market in a bear cycle, guys. That's madness. Millions of people did that in 2008 after the mortgages crashed, the global finance markets. People lost tons of money. It only took 18 months for the entire market to recover to new all-time highs. Crypto's the same. Crypto's cyclical. So when a bear cycle finally comes in, everything will be undervalued. You find your projects that you think can do it. You're going to make money. I've got a list of those projects, and the ones that I think are going to 20, 40, 50, 100, 1,000x, I'm going to share with the Copy My Crypto members. So if you want to be a part of it, check it out. Excuse me. Right, let's check stuff. So let's start with Melania Trump. Melania Trump has joined in on the NFT game. It's releasing an NFT that will cost 1 sol each. Former First Lady's NFT, called Melania's Vision, will include watercolor art that embodies Mrs. Trump's cobalt blue eyes, providing the collector with an amulet to inspire. According to an emailed statement, it will be available from yesterday through to the end of this month. It's going to cost 1 sol, and 1 sol right now is currently priced at $187. Or at the time of writing that, it's probably less now, I imagine. $178. So she's venturing into the world of the NFTs as the digital collectibles continue to gain mainstream attention. We've seen Justin Bieber and K-pop group BTS also entering the market. We've seen Lindsay Lohan being in on the action. We've seen tons. So that's what is coming out of from the former First Lady. So if you want to get yourself an NFT from the former First Lady based on her cobalt blue eyes, there you go. You can do it. Her eyes that blue? There you go. Yeah, they are. Okay. First piece of NFT news. Right, the other stuff's actually very interesting in terms of like advisors. So and people jumping on board for new payments. But we'll go on to the sort of market stuff first. So the crypto rally is fizzling amid widespread inflationary concerns. This is what I touched upon at the beginning. Everything's fallen. Bitcoin, stock indexes, spot trading volume is even sluggish. And then they're showing a bear market. We're not in a bear market, but we could be at some point. But yeah, as you can see, the market's down. Gold's up a little bit, 1%. Bitcoin's relief rally after the Federal Reserve approved the acceleration plan of its plan to withdraw the pandemic stimulus efforts has been short-lived. Yeah, and this was something where people were saying that the news was priced in and it was going to be a buy the news event, and it was for all of about a day. It just didn't seem. I touched upon this on a previous video. I just didn't see it as being potentially priced in. I thought and we just saw a mini bounce. Bitcoin is oversold near the 46k line, where there's support, and there's resistance at the 55k line. So we're going to see how this plays out, but certainly there is some semblance of a potential head and shoulders formation coming. If the right shoulder does appear, then probably going to smash downwards towards a bear cycle. But there's a long way till a right shoulder of any semblance can appear. So yeah, I mean, what we're going to see, we still have news of, well, we still had news rather, from Bank of Japan, New Zealand business confidence, and UK retail sales, except fuel, though most of that's in now. In fact, Japan, we've been looking at the crypto exchanges grapple with travel rules. The country's crypto exchange wants to stagger implementation of the rule, which will require them to share customer data on transactions above a certain threshold. Now, no one likes this, but it was always going to be inevitable. Whereas we've seen it in the UK with certain companies like Coinbase, where you got to share where they share with HMRC the amount of after you've invested so much money, or after you've withdrawn so much money rather. So yeah, it looks like Japan are jumping on board on that. They're going to try to stagger the rule, but they're saying that they have to replace the system. The timeline is quite tight, and they're not sure whether all of the members exchanges can comply if they start with all asset classes, including minor tokens. So what they're going to try and do is gradually increase the number of assets they cover under the travel rule. So it's going to take a little bit of time for any of this to implement. But there's been complaints effectively that Japan's national policies lack targeted AML and CFT, so as in anti-money laundering and combating financing terrorism activities. And that's always the thing you go to at the moment, isn't it? Crypto's the thing that does that, not banks. And the banks did $2 trillion worth of money laundering over the part in 2020 alone. Japan have halved the maximum leverage for margin trading to 2x this year, far below Binance and FTX's limit of 20x. It's no bad thing. You should minimize how much anyone can leverage, because then they don't get wrecked. I don't see that as a bad thing, but I'm sure some leverage traders won't like that. Now, the interesting stuff then. So, LionTree is exploring crypto payments. So they're a financial advisory group, and they are prominent in Wall Street. They've been part of some of the biggest acquisitions around. And the chairman and CEO of LionTree came out and said, in 2021, crypto made itself impossible to ignore, with the market cap at times surpassing $3 trillion. We're currently exploring ways to start accepting crypto as payments for our services, and in the not too distant future, as our ecosystem grows and our relationships continue to mature, we might even create our own LionTree token of trust. This is good to see, to be honest. We want to see more of these, because while LionTree isn't massive, it's obviously been involved in massive acquisitions from Warner Media onwards. They were also part of the Amazon's acquisition of MGM Studios. They're not, while they might be small comparatively to some of they're part of massive investments and massive acquisitions. So it's good to see. And yeah, he talks about, like I say, he talks about crypto as a tool to empower individuals, and he has explored in his end of year letter a discussion in DeFi and NFTs. Now, again, NFTs, they could end up being bull bear market resistant. It's a really interesting one, because we've not had them ever. So it's a very curious thing to see how that plays out. The other thing is Checkout.com has poached Meta's crypto exec to lead a product strategy. Now, Checkout's a $15 billion payment startup in Britain. So they've got Colbecci, who was excuse me, Meta executive, and they've hired him as the chief product officer. So he obviously was director of payment management to help develop its Novi cryptocurrency wallet, Facebook's that is. And obviously we're seeing the Novi crypto wallet now being implemented to some degree across all of Meta's, I guess, holdings, you know, your WhatsApps, your So this is fairly big news. So obviously he quit Meta last month. So joining up with these, which is headquartered in London, is fairly massive. They've been on a hiring spree as of late. They've added another 600, like 60% to their previous amount of employees. You know, they're going hard. Checkout.com have realized that crypto is a space they need to enter. And because it's a payment solution, they're looking at crypto as payments. Again, this is one of those things where you do want to see this. Fundamentally, payments is something where crypto has value, huge value, you know. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they look at in terms of which cryptos in particular, or are they going to create their own that they would introduce as a payment solution, or are they going to just use stablecoins? They're going to keep it simple. There's a lot of options, but I'd be keeping an eye on checkout.com because you know, a $15 billion startup, they could grow very, very strongly. This could be a really intriguing one. So, yeah, it's going to be even with a sort of flat and dull ass market, we're still seeing some big moves from, you know, from companies that are either startups, 15 billion startup, or companies that have been part of the biggest acquisitions in Wall Street history. So even with the crappy news, the not crappy news, but the inevitable news out of Japan of reporting your crypto pay earnings, yeah, it's a flat market. So that's a bit of the news today. Not overly exciting, but it is what it is, guys. Yeah. Hope you're all keeping well. If you're new to crypto, you can check out Copy My Crypto. Like I said, we've had some really good wins recently. We've also compounding those wins right now, so it's very, very nice. And if you want to be a part of that, you can check it out. There's some awesome opportunities there. And I've said it before, I keep saying it. When a bear cycle kicks in, you're going to want to stay in the market. It's the best opportunity to invest. Everything's down, everything's undervalued. And fundamentally, it's how you make your biggest wins. I've got a list of cryptos that I'm eyeing up. I'll watch how they move, how they retrace, who they onboard, how they develop, and they'll be and all of them I look at as long-term plays for the next bull cycle. But when I see an opportunity that they could 20, 40, 50, 100x, I'm going to be sharing that with Copy My Crypto members. So again, if you want to be a part of it, check it out. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.